So Chelsea are now around a third of the way through our Premier League season, heading in to the final, thank God, international break of 2025. And because of that, we've got absolutely no clue what kind of content to bring you off of this channel, have we? So we're just throwing
you've been incredibly disingenuous. This is a really good video. I've actually been really excited about doing this video.
I'm very excited about doing this video. Take your clothes off. No, joking. No, it's not that kind of video. I'm only joking.
Do you know what the saddest part of that is? That's not the first time you said that to me today.
And if that was the video, it'd probably get more views. No, joking.
Not sure with us, to be fair.
We are going to rate every single Chelsea player's start to the 25-26 season. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. Some of your favourite players, potentially the player that I'd say about 60% of you either had put on the back of your shirt or your son's shirts when you bought tops at the start of this season, hasn't featured that many games. So this is going to be a tricky one to be able to give people our ratings. We're going to give an official rating.
Yep.
And it's going to be the rule of
7.
The rule of
Lucky
7.
number 7. We're not allowed to do any rankings of any players as 7 out of 10. We are ranking them out of 10. We decided that we'd do that rather than star rating.
Why do we do the 7 rule? Is it because 7's the most comfortable landing spot?
I feel like if you do that, that's so average that it masks whether someone is actually good or not.
You know,
I feel like
really
we
weird?
need to get right into it.
Can I just tell you what's really weird though? Because you've said about 7 being average before. Well, 5's average.
5's average.
You're rating someone out of 10. 5's average, isn't it?
So let me explain why. We're inherently biased.
Yeah.
So I feel like the average rating would be higher than a 5.
So let's say, for example, right, our average, because we're biased, would be a 6. That means that if we're going, yeah, he's been all right. Basically, we're saying he can't be all right because I feel like all right is 1 up from average. If I said to you, how was yesterday, and you went average, but if I went to you, how was yesterday, and you went all right, I would expect you had a better day yesterday if you said all right.
Definitely.
So that's why we're cutting out number 7.
What would you rank yourself in looks out of 10?
Out of 10? Lights on or off?
Lights on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cuban heels on or off? No, I'm modest.
We can have the Cubans. How big are the Cubans?
No, I'm going to go for a 9.5.
And you know, this is why we're inherently biased, much like the rest of these episodes. So let's get into it then. Should we start with the goalkeepers?
Let's start with the goalkeepers. I'm looking forward to starting with the goalkeepers. Go.
Okay. Robert Sanchez is the first one we're going to go for. I haven't gone 10.
Sanchez!
Mate, you need to calm the fuck down. Man United, red cards. Man United, red cards.
Honestly, what has happened to me before I come into the studio?
I'm a bit worried about it. I'm a bit worried about it, to be honest.
It's the space goods, mate. I'm
telling
you.
The fact that you've called Robert Sanchez a 10.
No, I'm not calling him a 10.
Who would have thought that we'd be anywhere near this level? Who would have thought a year ago that you and I would be having a discussion that we are very happy with Robert Sanchez. He's our first choice goalkeeper, absolutely confirmed, and that we don't want to see him ever dropped. And in fact, we aren't necessarily even really considering a transfer at the moment. We're not thinking get Mike Mannion in January, are we?
Well, not Mike Mannion anyway. I'd say
the way you look down on Mike Mannion, you love Mike Mannion at the
I know a goalkeeper that conceded fucking about 4 goals this weekend. I'd rather have than Mike Mannion.
Who? Petrovic. Was it?
Yeah. Who's Petrovic playing for now? He's playing Bournemouth. Yeah. Bournemouth, what was Bournemouth score?
Villa. It was Villa.
4-0, wasn't it? Yeah. I'd rather have Petrovic.
I would rather have had
Mike
Petrovic
Mannion
as the number 2, but I don't think Petrovic wanted to be a number 2.
Yeah. But regardless, here's what I'm saying, right? I feel like sometimes your perception and your view can be masked by maybe your expectation.
Yeah.
And my expectation was that Robert Sanchez was going to be the weak point of our team this year.
In games, he has been the weak point.
Has he?
Man United, it's a huge weak point.
Yep. Plural games.
I feel like there was another game, I can't remember off the top of my head, where he was a bit flappy.
Nah, you're going to have to... You can't... Listen, can't turn up in front of old HMRC and say, I feel like there was another game.
Yeah, he'd want the receipts.
He'd have you banged... He'd have you in prison by midnight.
I always lose the receipts.
There you go,
But the Man United one, for me, knocks at least a couple of points off just because of how impactful that was on that game and therefore the potential of the season. Imagine if we won that game. Man United fans sharp, because now they've got one over us for the rest of the fucking season. And also, we are very much in a title challenge.
Can I ask you something, right? And then I'm going to come back to this.
Yep.
And don't think too much into it because you're a clever man and you'll kind of see that I'm trying to catch you out here. What's
You always
impressed?
try and
What,
do.
what has impressed you about Robert Sanchez so far this season? What traits of his have impressed you?
Consistency.
Because I believe that me and you have always been in agreement, right? And you can check receipts. I think we've always been in agreement that we've always said that Robert Sanchez, even in the depths of like his good shot stopper.
Yeah.
We've always said that, haven't we?
Agreed.
So let's rule that out.
So he's always been that. I feel like he's been claiming high balls in a better way than he was previously.
He has been coming to claim a lot of balls, yeah.
And I think also his distribution has been better.
Distribution has been better. Would you say his presence behind that back line has been heightened this season? Do you feel like he's more of a box presence now?
To a degree, yes, but then also Sunderland's winning goal would disagree with that.
But for the most part?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah?
Does he have a rook in him still? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I think so. I personally, maybe therefore my score will surprise you. Can I give my score?
No. I just want to continue on from that.
Okay.
You feel like he's done better in terms of coming for, claiming for balls, making himself a bit more dominant in that presence. So then you're knocking his score down based on the Man United game.
Yes.
Do you remember the incident?
Yes, he tried to claim the ball. Maybe he shouldn't have.
Can you wholeheartedly say that was his fault?
Yes.
It was all Robert Sanchez's fault.
Well, it was a poor pass back, but he shouldn't have done what he was doing. He shouldn't have done what he's doing.
He shouldn't have done what he was doing.
He shouldn't have brought a player down.
Not in the fifth minute. Not in the fifth minute. Bad
Huge
judgment.
mistake.
Bad judgment.
Huge.
I'm giving Robert Sanchez an 8 out of 10 for this season.
What did Enzo Maresca say after that game? He said that Sanchez cost us that game. It was a poor decision, and he wished he had let him go.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Do you want to know what my score is?
Do you want to know where
Do you want to know what my score is?
20th in the league if we had Jorgensen in goal.
Do you want to know what my score is?
8.
8 out of 10.
Good boy.
So I don't know why we're arguing.
We're not arguing, but it's just like, do you know one of these ones, where I've criticised Robert Sanchez in the past, and I always feel like, especially with my own club, like, I don't really care. If I criticise an Arsenal player, I'm not going to come back and go, oh, I'm sorry I said that. Like, you know, I might have impressed by someone on the kickoff or saying, but for the most part, I don't really care. One thing I always want to do is I always think that no player is beyond critique and no player is above criticism, yeah? And therefore, if I have criticised the player before, I feel like I do want to make it very, very clear when I'm really, really happy with what they're doing at this moment in time.
Yep.
Is he the future of Chelsea Football Club, Robert Sanchez? No, I don't think so. I don't think he is. I don't think he's the future.
Maybe he's the immediate future. Yeah. Maybe he's the future for the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Could be.
Like 2.5 seasons. Maybe he is.
Could be.
Penders isn't going to be ready in 2 seasons, is he?
Let's move on to the next goalkeeper.
Can we do this one quickly?
Yeah, let's do Jorgensen.
I feel like Jorgensen for me has been a 3 out of 10.
I'd give him a 3.
Yeah.
I'd give him a 3.
I think basically he's
I'd
been
give
so
him a
flappy.
1. I'd give him a 1 if he didn't have a good-looking doppelganger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we know that Danny Drinkwater's your doppelganger, so don't get too ahead of yourself.
Well, he's not on this list.
I think he's been a huge letdown, and I've been very surprised.
Huge letdown.
I think
That's
a bit
so. Harsh, isn't
I think
it?
he's been a huge letdown.
Yeah,
I think the way he's been he's regressed has surprised me. And ultimately, I do think there'll be questions whether he remains with us at the end of this season. I think there's a strong chance he ends up in Strasbourg quite quickly.
He's got a scent of Strasbourg about him.
Yeah.
I have thought that his aerial presence has been poor.
Awful.
Yeah. I think that his shot stopping ability seems to have regressed. At the same time as saying that, we'll always caveat that by saying we are a third of the way through the season. He hasn't been given a starting berth in these games. Rightfully so, because he's played a decent amount of minutes, and when he hasn't, and do you know what was telling?
He's played 4 games.
Can I tell you what was telling? In the last cup game, where we would always rotate, like I can't think of an example of us not rotating the goalkeeper in the cups. Even going back to Pochettino, can you?
No,
I can't think of an example.
No.
Last game,
yeah.
We didn't rotate, did
we?
We
didn't. We didn't.
Sanchez,
and that tells you everything you need to know about Jorgensen. Last fact on the goalkeepers before we go. How many points per game do you think we have with Robert Sanchez in goal? Across all comps.
What, this season?
Yeah.
1.85?
1.71.
Right.
Do you want to know what the points per game with Jorgensen in goal?
Dead stat, but go on.
2.45.
Yeah, dead stat. All right, give me the next player.
Selena, I think
he's been a 10.
I'm just going to... I went 1 because we just haven't seen him.
Slanina.
He's a legend.
That's what I'm going to get going in the crowd.
He is American, as you know.
West Side Story.
He's American, as you know. Quiz question for you, because I know you love a quiz.
Yep.
What's his... Don't look at the screen. What's his secondary nationality?
Selena.
Yeah, because he's got another nationality, another team he could play for. International team.
Serbia.
Close.
It's going to be that region, isn't it? Selena.
Think of a bigger country.
Slovenia.
No, bigger than that.
Sweden.
No, wrong way.
Stockholm.
Stockholm is the capital city of Sweden.
Malmo.
Poland.
Poland.
Malmo is also a city in Sweden.
No, that was actually clever from me to name another Swedish city. Yeah, don't worry about him. On to next.
Next one is Mark Cucurella.
Cucurella, I'm going for a 9 and an Estrella.
I feel like this might be the first near enough 10. And the reason why I haven't gone 10 is because I feel that there might be another player on this list that deserves a 10 slightly more. And I feel that a 10 should be preserved for the elite of the elite.
I don't think
you should be chucking 10s out. Do you know what I mean?
No.
10s only season, as our favourite Instagrammer would say, Dan Bennett. Do you watch Dan Bennett's videos?
I know that.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's the one that goes, cannonball! And he goes, you know...
Oh, is he the one that always uses that tune that I've always played?
Yeah. He's the one that goes out with all the girls.
The one who may or may not be a massive bullshitter, probably.
I feel like Dan Bennett watches you. I feel like Dan Bennett would know who you were.
Dan Bennett?
Yeah.
Probably not, but I feel like we'd have a good night out.
I feel like he would know.
I feel like Vegas version of Joey would get along with Dan Bennett.
So, as a result of this, right, he is, let's be honest, he is one of the best left backs in the world, if not the best. I think we are quite fair in saying he's the best left back in the world. Yep. He's played in every single position imaginable this season. He's played as a number 10, he's played as a left back, he's played as a left mid, he's played as a centre mid, he's played as a centre back. He can do it all. I think do you remember we had that thing where we had a team of Kantes, could they win the league? I think team of Cucurella's could win the league quite easily. Yeah. He's a fucking boss man. And also he's one of the only experienced players that we've really got.
Can I tell you, like, the most loving way that what I love about Cucurella? Yeah, and it's very.
Is it the hair?
No, it's very. Is the word divisive? Like, everyone else hates it, and I love it.
Yeah,
he is, and I say this so affectionately. Every team wants one.
A shithouse.
Most teams want. No, I'm going to go even further. He is a word that in America, in England, we use it like we just throw it about willy nilly.
Don't say it.
I'm not
you
going to
can't
say
it.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
He's a see you next Tuesday.
I'm not going to say it. Yeah, but I go. I say it lovingly. I say this fella is the funniest you know what that I've ever met. Yeah, right.
See you next Tuesday.
He's the best looking you'll ever meet. Yeah, see you next Tuesday. In America, it's really offensive. You don't say that word, right?
No.
In England,
that's a term of endearment.
In England, right? Yeah. Sunday League, for example, right? You got one player, and I'm not calling Cucurella not that good, but you got one player who you go, right? He ain't actually as good as this, that, and that player, but he's got to be on because
he's the first name of the team
an
sheet.
Absolute see you next Tuesday. Yeah. What I mean by that is, if you're an opposition player, do you want to play against him?
No, you don't.
You don't. Fucking hate playing against
him.
And
also, it's almost like the Bruno Fernandes thing. It's like you hate when he's playing against you, but you love him when he's on your team.
There you go.
And there's so many other... We've always thrived with players like that. If you think about it, Diego Costa was like that, wasn't he? Who else have we had for Chelsea? Dennis Wise. We've had a few, haven't we? Graham Rousseau was a bit like that.
Yeah,
People hated Graham Rousseau.
I mean, even like in terms of getting stuck in, he's not massively hated, but Reece...
Yeah,
Reece likes to get stuck in.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? People didn't really hate him, but like Ivanovic,
Cucurella gets booed every game.
What I'm saying is Cucurella. I would say, is there a more hated player in the Premier League? I'm like there might be players.
There will be some that are hated.
I don't know, because there might be players that by one club are specifically hated. Yeah, I'm sure that. Isaac could get a lot of boos at St James's Park this season or whatever. Yeah. Actually, they've already been there, haven't they? Right? I'm sure that there'll be certain players, whatever. You saw it with Trent the other day, right? But it doesn't mean across the league teams hate Trent. We're not going to boo Trent if Real Madrid comes.
No, we're not.
Right?
Bruno.
Tell me a team that don't boo Cucurella.
Everyone boos him. I don't understand why they all do boo him. Was it the Spanish thing?
I don't know.
I feel like it might be Spain.
I think it's his hair, which I like.
People are jealous of it. Yeah. People are jealous of it. That takes a lot of time in a perm to
I'll tell you what, on certain match days, our left-hand side must piss teams off so much. Because if you have got a problem with the long, luscious locks, you've probably got a problem with the dyed blonde locks. Job. Do you know what I mean?
You really do.
So oh my God, Enzo Fernandez on the left side, when he every now and again, he likes to dye. Oh, I did fucking hate our left-hand side.
The frosted tips. Right, go on then. What have you gone for Cucurella?
9 out of 10.
I've got 9 out of 10 as well.
I think
we literally done exactly the same ratings? Selena doesn't count. We've gone exactly the same so far. By the way, we haven't prepped this.
No.
We haven't discussed this in any way.
I don't even know any stats. Let's try and speed through.
Right, Hatto, next one.
Hatto,
I've gone 6 out of 10.
I will give a 5, and the reason being is recency bias, or the complete opposite to that. The last time I saw Hatto play, he did not look good against a team that wasn't very good. However, every performance until then would have put him in the 6 category for me.
I just say,
which is like, he's done well.
I think he's an 8 out of 10 at left back and a 5 out of 10 at centre back.
Very fair.
Do you think
very
that's a fair way of doing it?
Very fair assessment.
Right, Reece James.
Can I? You're a double ganger.
Obviously. I don't think. Yeah.
You don't think we're gonna have clarity on this?
I don't think we are going to agree on this one.
All right. Well, I'll tell you where.
I feel like you're going to be more optimistic.
Okay, where am I going?
I think you're going to go 9.
Nope.
8.
Yes. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 is where I went.
Can I give you my reasons why?
Yep.
Reece James, right, has played more minutes for us this season than he, maybe not last season, but definitely probably the entirety of the season before he did. He's been tasked with adapting his game that when you look, and again, like, I'm not digging anyone out here, like I'm really not doing this, but historically, we've always made certain comparisons between players, haven't we, right? There will always be players that, because of their playing style or because of their nationality, their position, and the time that they're playing in, we're always going to compare the two, right? So let's just compare, for example, Reece James to Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I think that Liverpool missed Trent Alexander-Arnold. But what is undeniable is that there were points in Trent Alexander-Arnold's Liverpool career when they tried to find solutions for what they felt at the time were problems that his presence was creating. Mm-hmm. Now, those problems didn't outweigh the solutions so much that they wanted to drop him to the bench. They were never going to do that. But they tried various things. And you could go, there was a match where Trent played centre mid in the Champions League, whatever. What I'm saying is it never really worked, yeah? And what ended up working is acceptance. Stick him at right back. You might be a little bit weak there defensively at times, but he's going to create a lot from you there and whatever, yeah? What I'm saying is, I don't think that when we've spent the whole time comparing Reece to Trent, I don't think that Trent has showed anywhere near the amount of versatility and adaptability to his game that Reece James has shown over this and over the last season.
What we've proved is, we've done it, look at it from an England perspective, is Trent in the most recent squad?
No.
And is Reece James going to be a key player in the World Cup?
I think he'll play most games.
I think he'll play almost every minute.
Yeah.
I think he'll play almost every minute. I've got a question for you, another quiz question, because I know you love the quiz questions. Where do you think Reece ranks in terms of the number of minutes for the season so far out of every other player in the team? What position do you think he is?
Can I quickly list out who's had more?
Yeah.
All right.
There's some really obvious
Caicedo, I'd say, has had the... Don't correct me yet. Caicedo, I'd say, has had the...
Anything.
Oh, no. I'd say Caicedo's had the most minutes. I'd say Robert Sanchez has had the second most minutes. I would say that... I don't know who it'd be, but Cucurella, Enzo, and then I'm just trying to think, is there anyone... Now, Pedro. Now. So maybe Reece is 6th in the team. Is he 6th?
He's 7th because João Pedro and Pedro Neto have played more than him.
Okay.
So everyone else was correct.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, but Sanchez and Trevor Chalobah have played exactly the same amount of minutes. So
I wasn't right with Sanchez. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, Trevor has played the equal amount.
Can I ask you a question off the back of that?
The players that have played the most, though, are the 2 midfielders.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question off the back of that?
Mm-hmm.
You just said Sanchez played the exact same amount of minutes, more or less. Does it feel to you like there's been many games when Sanchez hasn't been there? Like, I know there has, because obviously Jorgensen's had starts. But Sanchez, I feel like Sanchez has been an ever-present.
Yeah, pretty much
played. Even that in itself, just being on the field, and people won't like this, like non-Chelsea fans, you can't score him that for that. Even that, just being on the field makes me want to score Reece James. Just him being there gets him a 6.
Yeah.
Him playing well moves him into a 7. Now, I'm not allowed to put him in a 7. And you fucking know I'm not putting him in a 6. He's going in an 8.
I rate it. And remember, he's also got 1 goal, 2 assists already so far in the 7th amount of minutes. I think he makes other players look better
Yep.
as well. When we have him on the pitch, everyone looks better. I feel like he raises the level that we have in the team. So should we go for the next one?
Yeah.
Malo Gusto.
Malo Gusto. Oh, bad timing for you to ask me that because he's coming off the back of a decent game.
Yeah.
I've not rated him this season, and I'm going to be brutally honest with it. I've not rated him this season. Watchers of the channel haven't rated know that I haven't rated him this season. My thing that I would always say about it is, one, I massively hope I'm wrong. Two, go and check the receipts, because if you think I'm a Malo Gusto hater, believe you me, you remember me talking about not only how good he was, but about awkward conversations that we might have to have when Reece James
you wanted
comes
to
back.
get both of them on the fucking pitch every time.
There you go. I was.
You kept going on. You were changing the whole system just to get both those boys on the pitch.
Exactly. So at one point, I was a real big admirer.
You were going five at the back, weren't you?
Of the work that Malo Gusto was doing.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. If we played in a system where Malo Gusto was the almost hugging the touchline, because let's be honest, right? When he plays at the back, he's not fucking at the back. He's playing as a winger, right? But when he's playing as a fucking winger, he's not putting balls into the box the same way he was under Pochettino. Now, you're probably going to tell me that I'm now being harsh on the player because that's clearly an instruction-based stylistic thing. Would you agree with that, or do you think that some of it has to lie on Malo Gusto?
The way that I explain this is, I think that no one wants to be a fullback. No one wants to play it as a right back. Malo Gusto didn't want to play as a right back. He was a winger, but unfortunately, he's a failed winger. He's a winger that doesn't score a lot of goals. Bad timing, but he doesn't score a lot of goals.
Well, no, it's not bad timing. He's just got his first ever goal.
Yeah, he did score a goal for Olympique Lyon 2.
Doesn't count.
Exactly. So for me, I feel like he isn't a good enough defender for what we need at Chelsea. He gets. If I was in the dressing room against Chelsea, I would say put a ball over the top, target Malo Gusto, win a header, you'll score every single time. It's the most easy game plan you could possibly predict. But I think his forward play, as you say, is really good. I feel like when he's playing as a winger, getting balls into the box, maybe not as an attacking winger, maybe not a goal-scoring winger, but as a distributor, an assister, very good, really nice.
And in different areas, he's been asked to do exactly what Reece James has.
Yeah.
Obviously, not the exact same job because different areas of the field and whatnot. But what I'm saying is, you've been asked to adapt your game in a way that you're not all that comfortable with, but we know you're a good player.
He's done all right.
And we value you. And he's done all right. What makes it look like he's done worse is the fact that, one, Reece James has excelled when doing this, and also not just Reece James, we'll get onto other players, but the likes of Joshua Changpong and whatnot, that doesn't reflect great on him. And the fact that I have felt like he's let us down in big key moments in games so far this season. However, you know that I'm a Chelsea man. I don't like to speak badly about any of our players, but I am going to be honest with you. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10 so far.
I think that's incredibly harsh, bearing in mind that he has played a decent amount of football.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has been quite key in moments to the way that the team has played, potentially unselfishly. Like you say, playing in other positions. I've gone for a 5.
Okay, that's fair. Just quickly.
I actually had him as a 6.
You don't class the Club World Cup as this season, do you?
No. We're just doing the Premier League from now on.
Perfect. All right.
All the competitions.
In the league, I'll go over 3. Yeah, I could notch it up to a 4, but it's YouTube. Let's make
I think that's quite harsh. Right, Trev is the next one. How are you feeling about Trev?
Should I just give you my rating for Trev?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 5 for Trevor Chalobah. Because.
What?
I know. This is going to surprise you.
That's disgusting.
Can I give
Who do you think you are?
Can I give you my reasoning?
Who's your favourite player?
He is my favourite player. Can I give you my reasoning?
I almost don't want to know.
Trevor Chalobah, when he came in to the team last season, I feel like after that Palace loan spell, I feel immediately levelled us up. And I feel like it was a real, not a slap in the face, because I wouldn't want that, but it's a bit of an I told you so on the board, right? And I feel that completely out of his hands, Trevor Chalobah has been slapped with some really, really bad luck this season. And do you know what the most part of that bad luck is? And this is why he goes in at a 5.
Go on. I don't know what it is. Tell me.
I'm not digging out this player, but I'm digging out the partnership.
So you're saying the different players around him are making him worse?
And what player am I on about?
Tosin.
When you put Trevor Chalobah with Tosin, Trev's having a 5, mate. I'm sorry.
That's a disgrace that you're ranking him worse because of a poor performance next to him.
Well, wait till you see what Tosin gets. But when you nah, let me give Trevor 6 actually. When you put him right, I'm giving him a 6.
It's a joke.
I'm giving him a 6.
But that's even a joke.
Yeah, but bro, when you put him next to Tosin, he doesn't look good. When you put him next to a Champong, he does look good.
Can I come back at this? Because I think you've been an absolute fucking disgrace to a player that you absolutely adore.
Yep.
Where would we be without Trevor Chalobah? If we didn't have him in the team, bearing in mind how many games he's played, 15 games so far this season. If we didn't have Trevor Chalobah at the heart of our defence, we'd be conceding way more goals. Robert Sanchez wouldn't look like the worldy goalkeeper that he currently looks like. We would be in a huge hole, potentially having to play players like Disasi. Because bearing in mind, mate, we could have had to have sold Trev, and he would have been gone. We wouldn't have been able to get him back.
So on performances,
on his performances,
not on thingy, not on the whole season. On how he's played when he's been on the field, you put him as our best centre. You put him as our best centre.
No, because this actually really annoys me. It really annoys me because what you've done is you've gone, Robert Sanchez is having a really good season. He's got 5 clean sheets. Look how good he looks. The guy that's in front of him, more often than not, almost perpetually, is Trevor Chalobah.
Yeah.
He's a complete part of that. In fact, I would say he was one of the most important part of that because Cucurella's going to be bombing on. He does everything he needs to go and do. He's a number 10. You've got someone next to him who's quite frankly often shit.
Yeah.
And then you've got Reece James and Malo Gusto. Reece James has been playing in midfield. Malo Gusto isn't a defender. Trevor Chalobah still has to mop up all of the shit. And also, he was one of those players that got the shit pass from Andre Santos and then got the red card as a result of that. That's not his fault at all, is it?
No, fair point. Yep.
So there's so many mitigating circumstances to say that he's actually had a good season. For me, I've gone 8 out of 10. I think he's been fantastic, and we'd be fucked without him.
Yeah.
So the fact that you've gone 6 is mad.
Well, to be honest, mate, just to respond to that argument there, you could say that about every player because of our injury crisis, that we'd be fucked without them. You could argue that about Tosin.
Mate, honestly,
well, go on, then, have a look.
You're telling me
you got minutes played in front of you.
You're telling me
you got minutes played.
You're telling me if you had a Badiashile Tosin partnership that we're having 5 clean sheets.
No.
Exactly.
But then you're assuming that I'm going to rank either of them two higher than I've ranked Trevor Chalobah.
I'm not saying that.
I'm giving Trevor Chalobah a 6. I'll give you a spoiler alert now. There's probably not going to be a centre-back that gets an 8 in my team.
Can we go back on some then?
Go on, let's go. Let's go back. Wes?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no 7s. He's been decent when he's played, man.
He's been decent, but I feel, for me, the mitigating circumstance of this is that he hasn't played enough football to fully judge him as being an 8 or higher.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, I've gone for a 6.
So I'm putting him at a 6.
Yeah.
Am I a disgrace?
No.
Him at a 6? But I put him at the same as Trevor Chalobah.
Trevor Chalobah's been way better than Wes. He's played more games. He's had to do a lot more than Wes has.
I agree with you, but we're basing from what we've seen and from when they've been on the pitch. I'm just saying. I think Wesley Fofana's looked good when he's been on the pitch. I think Trevor Chalobah. The thing is, what we're not in is disagreement. Every point you just made there, I agree with you all on.
Yeah, I know you do.
But we just don't come to the same conclusion
on score
at this moment in time until. Let's say, for example, right, and it doesn't happen that much, but it does happen because I've given one in one of my match previews already to Josh Champong this season. Until maybe he puts in a performance where I've got him as like, right, you're potentially man of the match there, then with none of the defenders, I can really put them too much higher. I feel like that's justified. But listen, we agree to disagree. One thing we know is I love Trevor Chalobah. I'd give him a 6. I'd give Wesley Fofana a 6.
The fact that I think it's unfair that they're together. Right, Badiashile.
I'm going to give him a... I feel like I just want to put it... I feel like I'm going to put him in a 6, mate. I feel like there hasn't been... Wait for it until you carry on naming them. I feel like, so far, what you've named, I don't feel there's been a standout.
Oh, no, it's definitely not been a standout.
And by the way, can I just say, if I argued that Trevor Chalobah has been the standout out of those 3, you'd get a lot of people just saying, well, we all know that Trevor Chalobah is Joey's favourite player and he's being biased.
Personally, I think that Trev is the standout.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, I think there's Trev above everyone else, and then everyone else is like nowhere near him.
I think there's another. I think there's a standout who I've rated better than anyone that you've named.
Let's keep going on to it. By the way, on Badiashile, I said 5 out of 10. I just don't think he's played enough to give him any higher than
Would
that.
I give him a 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's gone 5. Josh Champong.
I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10.
Explain that.
I don't care whether he made a couple of mistakes against fucking... It wasn't even Karabakh. Who is it? I think he might have made a couple of mistakes in the Champions League here and there. Mate, Honestly, I don't care. I have seen the future with this boy. Now, we've been saying it for quite a long time. Like, it's funny, right? Because we're always banging on to Brian about these like Chelsea players that he's never heard of. By the way, no surprise, I had never heard of Minter when he was talking to us about Minter.
He's a good player.
Look what a little terrific little player he's gone on to be, right? So there's no shame that Brian didn't know these Chelsea academy boys when we're going on about them. But I would say we've been banging on about this fella for about 2 years, haven't we?
Do you think, by the way, that Minter might be the next Brighton player that we buy?
No, because he's a winger. But yeah,
I could see it happening in a weird way.
it would likely be Minter or Baleba, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
but
I could
feel
see
weird. I just
Minter.
feel we're stacked in both. If Brighton produced a fucking proper number 9 or a centre back right now,
We're
then
going to be buying
maybe
them.
we'd go in for
Van
it.
Hecken might be the one.
Yeah.
Right, what was the question?
So what I'm saying here is Joshua Changpong. Part of it comes from a place of being like, oh, I'm a little bit smug with this one. I've told you he's the bollocks. But let's just go, not even on that. Let's just go stylistically. I think he stepped up to the plate in moments of need, which are often the highest pressure scenarios. Like if I'm a player, yeah, and I'm making my first sort of steps into the first team, and I know he'd had appearances before, but real consistently, I want to come in at a time when there's not an injury crisis, probably a time when we're defending well, probably a time when there's not scrutiny upon those players and we're not doing round trips every now and again across the world and whatever. What I'm saying is the development for a young player, I feel, is always going to be a little bit easier at a smaller club, and then you make that leap. Coming through at Chelsea is fucking hard. It's really hard to do it as a centre-back, and that's why we can count on one hand the amount of ones that actually have done it and done it at the highest level. When I look at this boy play, when I look at his tackling ability, when I look at his judgment, when I look at his ball carrying for a centre-back, I think that we have produced the next taxi off the rank. I think he's going to be the next great player, playing for the English national team for probably a decade to come or something at centre-back.
I've said a revelation. It's definitely a future star. Someone that I think is really, really good for us. And I hope, and I feel like it's actually a bit harsh that he hasn't played more. Did you know he's actually only played 491 minutes? He's only had 8 starts for Chelsea, which I was quite surprised at in all comps.
I'm more surprised that, like, recently, I know he started the other day. He did start the other day, didn't he? Yeah.
In the Wolves
In
game.
the Wolves game, yeah. I think he did, yeah. But he
didn't start in the Wolves game. It was Trevor and Wes, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah. This is what I'm saying, right?
Did he play in the Carabao game?
But this is what I'm saying. Recently, he has been rested a little bit more
I don't think he did
than
play
I
in the
would have
Carabao.
liked. So it's been about 3 games where he's
think
been
he
on the
did.
bench for.
So-
he needs to get back in the. He needs to get back in the team 100%.
Well, this might shock you then in terms of my ranking. I've only given him a 6 out of 10. The reason why I've done that is not because I don't think he's a good player. No, because I don't rate him. Because I absolutely, this is what I just said. I think he's a future star. I just think when you're ranking these players, you've got to rank them on the way that manager plays them and how much we've actually seen them. He's played about the same minutes as Gerald Hatto. And I think he's been better than Gerald Hatto, but you can't give a 7. So I've gone for a 6.
What I think is you've just made a huge understatement by saying I think he's been better than Gerald Hatto. It's not I think, and it's he has been better, and better is an understatement.
He's been considerably better than
Yeah. And we don't think it. That's fact. He's been considerably better. So that's you can be considerably better than Gerard Hatto, and it doesn't mean that Gerard Hatto's been bad.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Joshua Champong is just a level above that. Should
There
we
you
go
go.
on to
There
the
you go.
next player?
Let's breeze him
which
now.
is Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer. What's he? How many matches has he started?
Cole Palmer has started 4 games and he's played 4 games.
4 games, yeah. Goal involvement in every other game. I suppose you've got to give him a 6 then, haven't you?
I think 6 is fair.
There you go.
Fucked by injuries. I think there's going to be this will be a story of a lot of players. If they haven't been featuring on the pitch, it's very difficult to rank them. So, I, in a weird way, it'd be fairer to not rank him. Moises Caicedo.
No, just quickly, with Cole Palmer, right? He's completed 2 full 90s in all comps so far.
Yeah.
2 goal involvements at the time of recording. At the time of recording, as I said, our top goal scorer is João Pedro. Well, no, it's joint, isn't it? In all comps, it's Caicedo, Esteval, Enzo, and João Pedro are all on 4. I think we've got Tyrick George and Neto are on 3, and then there's a few players that are tied, Garnacho and whatnot, Chalobah even, with Cole Palmer on 2. Yes or no, right now, Cole Palmer's on 2. Our top in all comps is on 4, Caicedo.
Yeah.
We know that Caicedo's going to fall out of that competition.
The answer's yes.
Really?
Yeah. He will be our top goal scorer by the end of the season.
In all comps?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think because there's still a lot of football to be played. As you said, we're only a third of the way through the season, aren't we?
So
do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd agree with it. Yeah. That's right. That's why I said it. Yeah. So we're giving him in a 6 now, but hopefully by the end of the season,
it's going to be a lot more than that, isn't it? Moises Caicedo,
10.
I think this is the only one that I would say in the whole list that should be a 10 out of 10.
He's been the best player in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's unstoppable in every aspect. And when we're talking about players that we would be fucked without, for me, that is the one that is irreplaceable. And I know that sounds harsh against Cole Palmer FC, but the way that Esteval is playing, that he mitigates some of that risk. Whereas without Moises Caicedo, obviously we don't have a Sugu in the team right now, do we? He's injured. Remy Lavia, still injured, constantly injured. Santos isn't the same player as Caicedo. He never has been. Doesn't ever say that he was.
What?
And so when we're talking about irreplaceable players, the output of Moises Caicedo, the tackling, the goal scoring ability, the assists, I think his passing is massively underrated as well.
So underrated.
And it's always
some
forward.
of those balls he dinks over the top that he cuts out. It's such a hard skill to do it, and it just doesn't get noticed. It doesn't get recognised. It doesn't get the accolades that it deserves when they're reviewing the football.
He's our third goal and assist contributor in the entire team as a defensive midfielder. A player that didn't really have too many goal contributions last season. Yeah. It tells you everything you need to know.
10 out of 10. If he doesn't make the Premier League team of the season, something's gone seriously wrong.
The bias is showing itself. Enzo Fernandez.
Enzo Fernandez is one who, do you know where I'd put him so far this season?
Go on.
I would put him in a 7, and obviously we're not allowed to.
No.
So I'm going to up him to an 8.
Yeah.
I think that Enzo Fernandez has been a very important player for us. I think that he's gone underrated in certain moments. Like I remember the Liverpool game, which we won. People going, "Oh, Enzo was quiet today," and I'm like, "Did you see the winner? Did you see the ball that was slotted through before the assist from, I believe, Cucurella to Esteval?" Enzo's been very good, and Enzo. One thing I would always say about him. And it's not so much that Caicedo's not. Enzo's a vocal leader. He is a leader. And I used to sometimes question whether or not in Reece James's absence it should be Enzo with that captain's armband. I would obviously have always said, look, Trevor Chalobah, boyhood academy graduate and whatnot. I don't question that at all with Enzo. I think he's a very important player for us to have on the pitch. And I think it's only really in his absence that you actually realise we could do with Enzo now. So I've been wrong on him in the past as well. I've doubted his goal scoring ability and stuff like that, and I think he's starting to transition his game into a player that can do a lot more when it comes to that. So I'd give him an 8.
I think what's true about him, not only that he's an 8 out of 10 because I've agreed with you, but he is an 8 on the pitch as well. Yep. Like he now is getting forward. He is getting goal contributions. I think the Moises Caicedo goal contributions are probably the most surprising in that we kind of do expect Enzo to sort of pop up now and get goals and assists. I think the mobility worries me slightly with him. And I think the injuries have hampered him this season, particularly with the mobility, but he's never been the most mobile player anyway. So the pace is something that does concern me going forward, especially as he gets older. But I do think his performances glue the team together.
And I think his pace ain't going to drop as he gets older. He's not quick.
No, he's not quick now. No.
But it's like worrying about Iniesta's pace.
Yeah,
it don't matter.
He doesn't need it, the positioning. But I think also the way that he's now playing with Garnacho and taking Garnacho under his wing a little bit is really nice. And I think their combo is really good. So I think it's a fair 8 out of 10.
It's a good point you make about Garnacho. I think he's had a big influence on Garnacho.
I think he has.
And I feel like if we hadn't have had an absolute wonder kid, Garnacho get a few more flowers. So
think so.
Let's keep going.
Andre Santos.
It is a 5, isn't it?
I've said a 6 because for me there have been a few mistakes that have led to goals from him, but he is settling into the league, and he also
been a few good moments as well.
He scored some fucking good goals.
It was a Lampard-esque finish was it against Ajax?
Yeah, that was the one goal that he scored. It was a
left-footed finish.
Yeah,
it was a Lampard-esque finish though. It was Fox in the box, arriving late, boom. You know
3 assists as well.
Really?
Yeah, so decent amount of goal contributions for him. I think what we know is that he will become world class. I think that's clear that he's got all of the ingredients to be a real world class player.
So you're putting him at what, a 6?
6.
I'm putting him at a 5. Just before we move on from him.
Yep.
On 3.
Yep.
In 2 years' time, what is his best position on a football pitch? 1,
3, 2, 1.
10. Oh, we're in disagreement.
No, he won't be a 10.
I think he's going to be a 10.
No, he's got too much going for him for the tackling ability, and also what he's very good at is picking up the ball and out of defence and passing it forwards. I think he will be good at that.
In that 10 role against Karabag.
There you go.
He weren't there. He weren't playing there, but he just kept dropping in.
Are you telling me he's a Dewsbury Hall?
I told you Dewsbury Hall was a 10.
Right, Romeo Lavia.
Oh, Romeo,
I remember,
Romeo.
Joey, sitting in the studio, and I was trying to find the video the other day because I was going to clip it up, actually. And I had said that Romeo Lavia is at risk for having no career. Like, not only no career at Chelsea, but no career in general if his injuries persist. And I also think that he had to take individual blame for not being match fit and not keeping himself fit and available for the games. I worry that he now, from this point on, will not have a future at Chelsea. Because I feel like this injury, bearing in mind it's now going to be another... They're saying a month, but... It's going to be 6 weeks minimum.
They said a month once, and it ended up being 8 or 7 or something like that. Do you remember this?
I do remember it.
Came on, I believe it was against, I always get it too mixed up, it was against Preston or Plymouth, whoever we played. I think it was Preston we played, because I can remember the badge. He came on, looked unreal, got injured, and we were told, oh, don't worry, couple of weeks, whatever. He didn't play for us for about 6 months after that.
And this is the thing, right? I feel sometimes that I'm being very harsh to Romeo Lavia, and I think I've just been harsh with what I've said. He needs to look after himself, and he needs to look after his body. Sometimes injuries just happen.
That is harsh, isn't it, really?
But also, right, you could be the best player in the world. What's the biggest ability?
Availability.
So if you're not on the pitch, we're never going to see how good he truly is. He's not impacting games. He costs £60 million, right? Near enough with all the add-ons. We haven't seen the return on investment. When was the last time he played a full 90?
No, he's never played a full 90. Never played a full 90.
How long has he been at Chelsea?
3 years.
It's a disgrace. That is a disgrace. So I think there's going to be a point soon where the directors of football are going to have a discussion about whether they do need to cut loose. And the difficulty that we're going to have is who's going to buy him. Romeo Lavia will be a quality player.
You'd be surprised. 1, you'd find buyers, and 2, I don't believe that anyone buys him. I believe that Romeo Lavia makes a success of things at Chelsea, and I honestly believe that. What
are you rating him?
What am I rating him so far this season? Well, you can't give him fucking anything better than a 5, to be honest, can you?
What are you rating him?
I'll give him a 5.
I'm going to go 2 out of 10.
You're going to go 2?
I just think I'm just sick and tired of dealing with players that are injury prone at Chelsea and not being able to make it. And I think there is a responsibility.
Fault, it's not his fucking fault.
I'm sorry, but you go into a game at Karabag, you're injured after 8 minutes.
Yes, but bro, that's not his fault. That's not his fault, is it?
Joey,
it wasn't Reece James's fault for all them years. Look at the injury record of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and then he leaves Chelsea Football Club, and then look at the injury record. Look at the injury record of so many players that leave Chelsea, and then they end up fucking N'Golo Kante. When he left Chelsea, if you had said to me, by the way, he's probably going to be France's best player in the upcoming tournament, I'd have gone, fuck off. He's not even getting picked.
So he's not even going. Whose fault was it then? No.
Not
whose
his.
fault?
Not his.
So is it Chelsea's fault? Is it Chelsea's fault?
What, does something always have to be someone's fault?
Is it the medical team at Chelsea?
Is a hurricane someone's fault?
Is it Enzo Maresca's fault?
Is a storm someone's fault?
No, but listen.
Sometimes things can happen, mate. It's fucking Mother Nature. Sometimes things can happen. It doesn't mean it's his fault.
Mate, this is the thing. Enzo Maresca hasn't rushed him back. He's also had every chance to rest and be available for these games.
Yeah.
He's gone through a fitness regime and we've wrapped him in cotton wool, so much so he was available to play a lot earlier than he actually played. And he's still getting injuries.
I just feel sorry for the fella.
I feel sorry for him too. And I love him.
By the way, not only do I feel sorry for him, I think he's a great player.
I love him. I think technically he has got something huge. And also, I am getting to the point now where I would want all 3 of them, Caicedo, Enzo and Lavia, to be on the pitch.
Yeah.
But the thing is you've got to know a point when to cut loose with a player.
Yeah,
and I think we're getting fucking close to that point now.
You do, and I think you're wrong on that point, because there was a time, you never said it, but there was a time, and the people, they won't admit to it, you won't admit to it, but if I had to dig up receipts, there was a time when a lot of people were commenting that we need to cash in on Reece James. Look at the conversation we just had about
Very
him.
true.
So it's always worth thinking it. But I take all your points on board, mate. I do agree with you. We need to see more. I just don't blame the player.
I'm sick of it. Right, Dario Sugu.
You can't give him anything. I don't even think he's played a minute, has he?
No, not really. He's played a bit.
Come
Played
on
a bit
and
in
play 20
pre-season.
odd
I've gone
minutes.
3 out of 10 just because of what I have seen out of him. He looks good, but again, you can't rate him any higher than that.
I'll
Really,
give you the same, yeah.
Bonanotte.
I don't want to give him a 10. I give him a 9. We'll see. He'd be a 7. I'll give Buonanotte a 6.
I've given him a 5 because I think he's all right.
He's 5 average.
Yeah,
I think he's better than average.
I think he's been all right. I just think he's a bit of a pointless signing.
Well, if he's all right, then you've got to put him at 6, mate. 5's average.
Nah. I think he's average.
You think he's average?
Yeah.
In this Chelsea team, he is, but I think he's all right. Plus, as well, the hardcore now. We have a little bit of banter over Buonanotte. Josh don't rate him. I said he's quite good. Go on.
I'd rather have Dewsbury Hall.
By the way, I didn't rate him, did I? Did
Yeah.
I rate him? 5.
5.
I'll give him
I think you
a
said
5.
6,
I'll give
actually.
him a 6.
Yeah. João Pedro.
João Pedro. He could have been around that 7 territory for me up until I would say the last few games. I'm going to put João Pedro an 8, and I'll tell you why, right? Because if you look at João Pedro at this moment in time, 7 goal involvements in 11 league starts. I think that's pretty impressive. He's always been, so far, until kind of recent games, in a position where he's not that comfortable. And people could go to me, hold on, you've seen him in the 9, you've seen him in the 10, how can you say that? Well, what I'm saying is, I think he's comfortable in the 10 if he's got an instinctive number 9 in front of him. And as much as Mark Yu is a pressing machine, and I really do rate the boy for what he does off of the bench, he's not that. So we have to see him with Liam Delap. And if João Pedro plays in the 9, then I think he needs someone elite behind him in terms of a Cole Palmer. We haven't seen that. So to be able to contribute the amount he has this season, without those boys there, Liam Delap, Cole Palmer, I think is impressive. I think if you look at that, barring injuries, that would mean that he is on course to finish the season, just in terms of league-wise, with between 20 and 25 goal involvements?
Involvements, which is the key.
If he's on 11 already.
Thing. Yeah, about 20 odd, yeah.
Say he finished.
He's on 7 now, so he'll be on 21 by the end of the season.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. 21. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. I'm gonna put him at 8 at the minute.
I'm gonna go for a 6, but only because I feel like we expected more from him as a centre forward, especially after the Club World Cup performances. Yep. And we're not including the Club World Cup. For me, if you had included that, it would be an 8 or a 9. I think if you're not including that with the league form, I don't think he's been good enough as a number 9. But what I would say is, the Delap factor for me is the factor that unlocks him more than the Cole Palmer factor. I feel that Delap in front of him allows him to play his more natural game. Delap will hold up the ball and then go from there. So I think I'm expecting a bit more from João Pedro, and I thought with the quality that he showed in the Club World Cup, I was expecting more goals than what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Not goal involvement, but goals. And I agree. And I feel like I'm being harsh, but I think eventually by the end of the season, he'll be nowhere near that. I think he'll be a lot higher.
What it is we're coming off the back of a run where now he started scoring goals and providing assists, but he did go through a 5-game run where he didn't have a shot on target.
He did.
So I understand that. We'll have forgot that by the end of the season.
Mitigating circumstances on a lot of those games as well. Yeah. So maybe I'm being harsh, but I don't think he deserves an 8. Especially when you compare some of the other 8s in this team. Enzo, is he as good as Enzo Fernandez?
This season, yeah.
I don't think he's been as good as Enzo.
Yeah, I think this season, yeah.
So there you go. The next one is Esteval.
Oh, you can't do it, can ya? Can I?
No, you can't.
Can I not?
No.
I think I can.
You can't do it.
What, it's too much pressure?
You can't give him what you're going to give him.
Oh, come on.
He's not been that good.
Yeah. I'll give him a 9.
You cannot give him Moises Caicedo's number. You can't.
You can't. And in all honesty, he should be maybe
he's an 8.
He should be an 8 that is being held back from being a 9.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
This is the thing. For me, you've got to judge him on the playing time. And when he's come on, he's looked amazing. But there's also a lot of players that play fuckloads more minutes that have to do the hard minutes. You know, sometimes when it's not easy, when people are fully fit, ready to go. And so I think that Esteval is going to be a world-class level player. And he probably is a world-class level player now.
It's not his fault if he's not on the pitch.
No, he's not his fault if he's not on the pitch.
No. Would you say the same about any of our other players, like Romeo Lavia?
I would, because I think he's got to look after his body.
But it's not his fault.
Enzo Maresca not playing. Enzo Maresca not playing Esteval is completely different to the Romeo Lava thing.
Listen, let's just agree on it. Esteval's the fucking daddy.
Bollocks.
He would be a 9 or a 10, but unfortunately, Enzo Maresca likes to stick him on through the week against the lesser sides and then bring him on to make an impact when inevitably he does each game against some of the better times.
Look at what he did against West Ham.
Look at what he even did against Wolves.
I know.
You know what I mean?
He's insane. He's so good.
There's not been an air of excitement around a player coming off the bench, and I include Cole Palmer in that, by the way, since Eden Hazard.
I know.
Since Eden Hazard. By the way, that is not me claiming that Esteval is better than Cole Palmer, is having a better first season than Cole Palmer, or anything like that. They're very, very different players. Cole Palmer, over the course of a 38-game season right now, will win us more games than Esteval.
Who's going to have a better career by the end of it, Eden Hazard or Esteval? Better career all in all. Trophies, goals, assists.
Well, you're going to have to say Esteval, and I'll tell you why. Can I tell you why?
That's very exciting if true.
Can I tell you why?
Go on. That's very exciting.
Trophies, goals, assists, yeah?
Trophies, goals, assists.
Okay. Do you think Esteval will get his hands on a Champions League trophy? Yes or no? Don't answer it if you're Eden Hazard point. Yes. Do you think he will be instrumental in his team winning that Champions League trophy? You do?
I do.
Okay, right. Do you think Eden Hazard has been instrumental in a team winning a Champions League trophy yet?
No.
No. Okay. Did Eden Hazard ever win any major honour with his country?
No.
No? Is it an unfair playing field to compare Belgium, even though it was their golden generation, to the Brazil of what could be to come and whatnot? It's unfair, I would say.
Why?
I'd say it's unfair to compare Belgium to Brazil because historically Brazil are
But Belgium had that. They had an unbelievable team.
They've hardly won fuck all, mate.
Yeah, but they had an unbelievable
This is
team.
Brazil we're on about.
That team was better than a lot of the Brazilian teams we've had recently.
It was. And history would tell you that regardless of that, Brazil will pick up some sort of major honour within the next 15 years. Correct?
Okay.
History would tell you that.
History, but you just said you don't look into history to tell you the future.
I look into whatever suits my spin.
Oh, fair enough.
So accolades wise, I think there's every chance that he does end up going on once the end of his career to have played significant roles in winning Champions Leagues, and
that's great news for us.
I think he'll win honours at international level. However, there is no slander, Hazard, because all I'm saying is I think that he's in a position, age, and just purely geographically in terms of he was born in Brazil, to be able to pick up more accolades. Will he be a better player than Eden Hazard? I hope he's half the player of Eden Hazard, because then we will have an absolute gem on our hands. Esteval so far for this season, I'm putting him at a 9.
I feel like in recent times, Eden Hazard's got up my list in terms of favourite players of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I really loved watching Eden Hazard play football. He was a legend. Next one, Pedro Neto.
Pedro Neto, solid 8.
8 out of 10.
Yep.
I think that's fair. He does
Always.
the doggies. I think he often does work that isn't recognised, so I rate that. Next one, Gittins.
Do you know what? I was waiting for Gittins. I'm interested to know what you think. I am going to give Gittins 6, and I'm going to use an example that you're going to hate. I believe that Gittins has showed flashes of brilliance. So then when I think, okay, who's a winger that's come in, showed flashes of brilliance and whatnot, I then think of Mudryk. And I actually think that so far from what I've seen from Gittins, I've seen more than I had from Mudryk in those early stages. However, I never really rated Mudryk that high, so I'm going to give Gittins a 6.
You're a disgrace for even mentioning that man's name.
Well,
he was at the game the other day.
Was he?
Yeah. Might be coming back. Maybe you displaced Gittins. I don't think. I think Gittins at the start of the season. I think maybe you've got a shorter memory than I have. I remember seeing Gittins at the start of the season and thinking, "Oh God, have we made a massive mistake?"
Yeah. No. I'm factoring that in.
Yeah. So for me, some of those performances have really weighed his score down. But I do think his technical ability is really good, and I think he will get chances, and I also think he'll improve. Now, the difficulty is the next player we're going to compare after him.
I knew you were going to move
is
on.
the same age.
I knew you were going to.
No. But let me give him my score. I'm going to go 5.
You're going to go 5 for Gittins?
Yes.
Can I tell you what's going against Gittins at the minute?
It's Garnacho.
Because
So
I
he's
think,
the next
I think
player.
Garnacho's shining all over him.
Well, this is the thing going under the radar. I think 4 goals and assists. Goal contributions in the last 4 games. I think what he's proven is that he is very hungry. Now, that sometimes comes across as, when he gets taken off and he's annoyed at getting taken off, people would love to show that and say he's got an awful attitude. But I actually often look at that going, he wants to be better, he wants to improve, and he doesn't want to be the player that's hooked off by not performing. And he's also sometimes some of his substitutions have been quite harsh. Do you not think? Some of his substitutions is where he's got a goal, got an assist, looked quite good. But because we want to freshen up the attack.
Some of the subs that have been made when he's been substituted off the pitch, and I say some, it's because I can only actually remember 2 games, but the feeling I'm getting is as if there's been more.
Yeah.
There's been 2 times when he's been brought off the pitch. One of them, he was the first substitute, and both of them times I've thought, he's the most threatening. He's literally looking the most threatening on the pitch to do something. Now, I'll admit, I wasn't a believer in Garnacho at first. I also wasn't of the opinion that he could do nothing for us. I wasn't of the opinion that he was a bad player. I was of the opinion that he had never really showed consistency at Manchester United, and therefore I wasn't sure whether or not he'd be able to leave and show consistency. What I was encouraged by was the consistency that players have showed since leaving Man United. You go to Scott McTominay. There's loads of players that have gone on to do good things. So,
Even
I know,
Rashford.
Do you know where I'm going to... It's hard to put Garnacho in the same category as I've put some of the 8s in. Nah, fuck it. I'm putting Garnacho in an 8.
I went 8 as well.
Yeah.
I think the recent form has shown that he should be starting week in, week out.
Yeah, he's our best option there.
Yeah.
He's our best option there. However, people could go, no, put Pedro Neto over there and get Estevao on that right-hand side. If Cole Palmer was
It makes
fitting
Pedro
out.
Neto worse. That does.
Makes the team worse.
It makes the team worse. So I disagree with that one. But I think he's a deserved 8 out of 10. Next one, Delap.
Average is 5. So, if we're going to base it on your logic around Romeo Lavia, then we're giving him a 3, aren't we?
He's played more than Romeo Lavia. He's played more football.
Right.
He's played consistently more football.
Okay. Has he done anything?
Nothing crazy. No. Nothing crazy.
Would you say he's made any contributions that have helped us win a game?
Not now, no.
Think about this before you answer.
I can't.
Would you say that Romeo Lavia has made any contributions that have helped us win a game?
I can't think of one.
Potentially coming on as a substitute and locking down a midfield in a time when we've needed it.
Okay. That's very different, isn't it? That's very different from winning a game.
What?
Not losing a game is very different from winning a game.
Well,
Like
if
Rory...
if you beat Liverpool,
Liam Delap, I should say.
Well, if you beat Liverpool, is
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think Liam Delap's got more, it needs to do more on a pitch than Romeo Lavia would have to do for you to be happy with his performance. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
So I've gone 5, but the only reason why I've gone that is because injury has curtailed everything, and also I think there is a player there. In moments that I've seen him, I think he has been good.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with my 3, but I will just say, like, look, I'm giving him a 3, but at the end of the day, people, you don't want to watch a video where I give everyone an 8 and go, oh, yeah, well, no, they haven't fucking played a game, but, he's a good player, he'll come good. We're basing on what they've done this season. I'll give him a 3. I think you're being generous to give him a 5.
Fair. George.
Tyreek George. Mate, you can only judge them on when they've been called upon, so I'm going to give him an 8.
I'm going to give him an 8 as well. He's got 3 goals and an assist in 9 starts.
That's pretty unreal for when he's been called upon.
Arguably better stats than a lot of the players we've given high ratings.
Yeah.
So I think George deserves an 8 out of 10.
Arguably, fit as in fit and available. Arguably, when we were picking between the likes of Mark, Hugh, and João Pedro for the number 9 spot, arguably the most deserving number 9.
Agreed. Mad to say
and who
that,
even
isn't
thought
it?
he's a number
As
9?
a winger, yeah. And we were going to sell him as well. Last player in the list, Mark Hugh.
So fitting that you've brought him as the last one. Mark Hugh deserves a 7, right? And I'll tell you why he deserves a 7. Because Mark Hugh has not kicked up a fuss. And if I was Mark Hugh, I'd be fucking fuming right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're looking at the way Sunderland are playing. You're looking at the fact that they're getting a lot of eyeballs on them. You're looking at the fact that because they are proving at this moment in time to be the surprise package of this season, if he had nailed down a starting berth there, his ambitions might be to play for Sunderland. They might qualify for European football, something like that. But he's in the shop window big time. Do you know what I mean? He was in the position to at least get the answers to his questions of, can I make it at this level? And he kind of had that pulled away from him. And then in the meantime, he's come back. He's not made a fuss. He's pressed as much as he possibly can. Got a couple of goals in there as well. And I think he's been a really good addition to our squad. I almost want to give him a moral number 8. But if I'm going to go on what he's done on the pitch for us, and I'm going to be really, really harsh and disregard all the things that I don't want to disregard in terms of the fact of what a commendable player he has been for us. You look at other players who have refused to play and whatnot and whatever. You look at the way that Mark Gue has been. I want to give him an 8, but I'm gonna have to give him a 6. In all fairness, just for my own dignity.
I had a 6 in my head, but I think also because the manager clearly doesn't fancy him, something has gone on there. So I've actually gone a 5.
Yeah,
but that's I agree with you. The same reasoning. I think he gives everything, and I love the way that he plays. But I just don't think we've seen enough of it to give him any more than that. Especially when you compare him to the other players.
That's fair enough.
The other players on this list, I don't think you can give him any more than that. So that's the list.
There we go. There we go. People, let us know exactly where you would disagree with us. I know that I've had a few that people would definitely disagree with today. So fair enough. I'll take the hate in the comment section. You just let me know where you would disagree, where you would agree. And also, we have got a recording next Monday. We'll obviously be previewing the return of the Premier League. But if there's anything specific that you want covered, let us know in the comment section below. We will see you all in the next one.